Hello everyone, I welcome you all to this video lecture, File Handling in C. In this video, we are going to learn the concept of file handling. Before enter into the topic, we should know certain basic concepts such as what is file, what is the need of the file, and how we are handling the file with the help of a C program. Okay, let us start. File is basically a collection of related record or data. So the data in the files is usually defined by its creator. It may be a sequence of bits, bytes, lines, or record. Files are usually stored in a secondary storage device, for example, a hard drive or hard disk. When a computer wants to read the data which is present in a file, it first copies the file from the storage device to memory. Similarly, when a computer wants to write any data to the file, it first transfers the data from the memory to the storage device. Next, we are going to see about the need of the files. Why we are going to add a file for saving the data or for storing the data. Initially, in a C program, we are using variables and arrays for the purpose of storing the values or storing the data. But they are not the permanent data storage. But this particular file provide us the opportunity to store the data permanently. In a in C program, if we store a data into a variable, after the execution of the program, it the values in the variables get erased. So some programs expect a certain same set of data to be fed as input every time when it is in execution. So it is better to keep that kind of data in a separate file and makes the program to read the input from that file. Similarly, certain program generates large volumes of output. It is difficult for us to view all the data on the single screen. So it is better to store the all data in a file and we can later use it or process it. Next is about the types of files. So based on the content stored on the file, there are two types of files are categorized. First one is text file and another one is binary file. In text file, the data which is held by the text files are alphanumeric data and normal characters, words, all other lines are placed in the text files. So the binary file holds the data like zeros and ones. That is the code which is understandable by machines is stored by the binary files. So with the help of the C program, we can able to create a file and we can able to perform certain updations on the file and we can also able to process the files. As I already said, files are the permanent storage of large amount of data, whereas variables and arrays are only a temporary storage elements. Next, we are going to see the concept of streams. So, in order to provide the communication between the C program and the file which is stored in the secondary device, we introduce the concept of streams. Stream is just act like a communication channel between the program and the files. So stream is created when a particular file is opened. There are two types of streams are available. One is input stream and another one is output stream. Input stream is mainly used to extract the data from the file which is stored in the device and supply it as input to the C program, where output stream stores the data from the program to the file. So another important term we should know is EOF. EOF means end of file marker. We need to use this marker at each and every file to point out the place at which the file get ended. Next is about the basic file operations. There are several operations we can able to perform with the file, but the most basic four operations are opening a file, reading data from a file, and writing data to a file, and then finally closing a file. In order to perform any other operation, the first and foremost operation we need to do is opening a file. So a file must be opened before it is used. So we can open a file with the help of the function fopener. So before that, we should know about this pointer variable fp. Here, the name of the pointer variable is fp. Normally, pointer variable is a variable which holds the address of the another variable. Here, fp is the file pointer variable. It holds the address of the file. As I already said, file is a storage element, and it is a file stores the data, and it is present in the secondary storage device, isn't it? So there is certain address in which the file is stored. So this file pointer holds the address of that particular files. Okay. So we are opening the file with the help of this function fopen. There are two arguments are passed to this function. First one is the name of the file, to which file we are going to perform operations, or we are going to process. And the second argument represents the mode. The mode particularly specify the purpose of opening this file. For what purpose we are opening this file is represented and understand with the help of this mode concept. So there are basically three modes are used in the C program. First one is read, second one is write, and the last one is append. So read read mode is mainly used to read the file which is going to open. Okay, here we represent the file name. The R mode is going to read that particular file, whereas the W mode mainly used to write certain content to the particular file. So, and a mode, that is append mode, is mainly used to append the data to the particular file. Append in the sense the already available data is also there in the file. We are going to add certain extra content to the already available data. So this is the pictorial representation of opening a file. So as I already said, once we open a file, a stream gets established between the program and the file. So the stream is used for a communication between the program and the file. It will provide both the input and output operations. So here, before going to open the file, we need to declare a pointer variable. Here I declare a pointer variable named as sp data, and I am going to open the file and store it into this and assign this operation into the pointer variable. So here the file name wish to open as my data.dat, and the mode we concentrate here is write mode. So here I am going to write certain content into the file my data.dat. So these are some other modes other than the read, write, and append. So initially we have seen three different modes. They all work. These three modes are applicable for or suitable for text kind of data, text kind of files. In the previous slide, we studied there are two types of files. One is text file and another one is binary file. Here, these three modes are suitable for read, write, and append modes are suitable for text file. Whereas for binary file, we use these three modes: read binary, write binary, and append binary file. After that, these three modes are applicable or suitable for text file. Here R plus enable the user to perform both read and write operation on that particular file. Like that, W plus allow the user to perform both read and write operation on the particular file. And A plus allows the user to both read and append data to the particular text file. Last three perform the same operation for the binary files. Okay. Next one is there are several important points to note here. At a time, we can able to open n number of files. There is no restrictions to open the number of files at the same time. And then for write and append mode, if the named file doesn't exist in the sense, our C program will automatically create a new file with that particular file name. For write name, yeah, otherwise for the write mode, if the named file is already exist means it just overwrite the content. By deleting the existing data, it just overwrite the new content into the file. Next is some example. Here I have declared two pointer variable, two file pointer variable. One is in and another one is out. So here I am going to open two file. First file is named as mydata.dat and the second file is named as result.dat. In first file, I am just going to read the data from that file. So one important conditions to read the data is, if I want to read the content means my file should be present in the folder. My file should be present in the particular location. Otherwise, it will shows the error message that particular file is not found. But for the write operation, if that particular file is not present in the our C program, will create a new file with this particular file name result.dat. Even though that particular file result.dat is not already present in the particular location or particular folder, our write mode will create the new file with the file name result.dat and write that particular data into that file. This is the difference between the read mode and the write mode. So we create pointer not only to read or write data into the files. We can also use this pointer to read or write data into the array variables. Okay, here this is an example for reading and writing the data into the array variable. Here the name of the array is file name. So I just open the file name array and going to read the data which is present in the array name file. Next, next important operation we need to do is closing a file. Once the file is opened and all the operations get performed, at the end we need to close the file. So that it will free the memory and makes that particular memory useful for other certain programs. Okay. So here the syntax for closing a file is use fclose function. Use fclose function, and here we are going to pass a single argument. That single argument is the pointer variable. So see this example. Here I am creating a pointer variable xyz and open the file which is known as test.txt and going to perform write operation and store it in the pointer variable xyz. After performing certain operation, finally I am going to close the file with the help of this file pointer. So some other functions we should know about the about handling files in C program is fclose function and then f end of file function. Fclose function is mainly used to close the file which is already in open state. So f end of file is used to return whether we are reaching the end of the file or not. Here for this we need to pass a single argument. That argument is file pointer. So it returns true if the end of the file is reached. Otherwise, it return false. So some other important functions which are used in handling files in C programs are getC and then putC. GetC is mainly used to read one character from a file, and putC is used to, here C represents the character. PutC is used to write one character to a file. Okay. So, like printf and scanf, here also we are having the printf and scanf statement, but it with with a suffix prefix f scanf and f printf. Here f represents the file scanf and file printf. Read or write operations on the file. So the simplest file input output functions are as we seen getC and putC. Here I'm just explain this with an example. Here I have declared a character variable ch and then declare a pointer variable fp and use the function getC in order to read the content from the file and store it in the ch. So it is next putc perform the reverse operation. It write the content in the character ch to the particular file fp. So as I already said, just like the scanf and the printf, here there is the file versions of scanf and printf or fscanf and fprintf. Here we need to pass three major arguments. First one is the name of the file pointer. Second one is the control strings. Control strings is nothing but it is the format specifier we are used in our program. And say third argument represents the list. That list represents the representation of the format specifier. Okay. So for example, see here fscanf of fp comma percentage d comma percentage s comma percentage f. Fp represents the file pointer. Here percentage d is the name of the roll number. Percentage s is the name of the department code, and percentage f is the format specifier for CGPA. Similarly, printf also have three arguments. First one is the file pointer, that is out. Second one is the control string, that is percentage the format specifier. Third one is the name of the format specifier. Here that percentage d is the representation of xyz particular file. So some other important points we need to know is, or we need to perform in our program is, for each and every program, while opening a file, we need to check whether that particular file pointer is available or not. If that particular file pointer is null, then we need to show the error message. Here in printf, I just print unable to open the file. Like that, we need to check end of the file, whether we are reaching the end of the file or not with the help of this file end of file function. For this we need to pass the argument fp as its input. Okay, next we are going to see certain example programs. The first program, so here is the first program. So first program is to read the data from the file. So this is the C program to read the data from the file. Here I have declared the file pointer fp and declare a character ch. And starting, I am going to open the file. Its name is program.txt. So in your program, just make a file with a certain file name and store it in a particular location. Here you should place the location of your file. Okay. Here I am just going to create a file with the file name program.txt and going to read the content in that particular file. Okay. So while of one, in order to read the character, I'm going to use the function fgetC. Okay, for this I pass the argument file pointer, so that the data read from that file is going to be stored in the character ch. And I am going to check whether that particular character is reaches the end of file or not. If it reaches the end of file, I just break. Otherwise, I print the character which I was reading the particular ch. Finally, I just close the program. Initially, I doesn't create any files with this file name program.txt. So if I run the program means it doesn't show any output for me because this file is not yet created. This is a program.txt file is not yet created. As I already said, if you want to perform read operation means you should uh, create a file with the file name and you have certain content in that file. So now I am going to create a new file with that file name program.txt. Next, I am going to write certain content. For example, welcome to learn 500. So welcome you all to learn file handling. So like that I have provided certain text in this program. Okay, now I am going to run my code. So here see the output. Is it visible? So now the text which is present in the program.txt file is shown as output in our output screen. So here we read the data from the file and show it as our output. This is an example program for reading the data. So next we are going to see a sample program for writing the data to the file. So whatever input we provide, whatever the output we get from the program is provided as the input to the file. So we going to perform write operation. So here I just declare a number as a integer variable, and I have declared a file pointer variable, and going to open a file, and going to open a file with the file name program.txt, and going to write certain data into that particular file. So initially we need to check for each and every program, we need to check whether that particular file pointer is null or not. If that particular file pointer is null, we should throw the error message. Otherwise we should continue. So here the I just uh, uh, within the printf I just enter the text, enter number. With the help of scanf I'm going to get the input from the user, and then with the help of fprintf I'm going to write the content which is get as input from the user to the file. Okay, finally I'm going to close the program, close the file with the help of fclose and passing fptr, that is file pointer as its arguments. So now I am going to run the file. So it asks enter the number. So now I give number 16 as input. So when a 16 is given provided as input, the program.txt is automatically created. This file initially I doesn't create this file. When I run the program, because of write mode, it automatically create a file with the file name program.txt. If I again run the program in the sense, again it will ask input. If I provide input as number 18, it just override the already available content. So 16 here, 16 is overwritten and replaced by 18. Okay, I hope you all clear. So if you like the video, please like and share your comments. Thank you.